Hey everyone, it's Sarah from GoSupersisters.com. We really hope you're enjoying this 30-day challenge. Some of you requested a yoga video, so here you go. Here's a short yoga sequence you can do anytime. So follow along with me and let's get going. You need a mat, a towel, a bottle of water, and if you don't have a yoga mat, you can actually just do it on carpet. Just make sure if you're doing it on a hard surface, you do have a mat or something for cushion so you don't bother your knees or anything like that. So we're going to start in a child's pose, bringing your knees and arms to the mat. Forehead places down on the ground, and here you want your knees spread out just a little bit and your toes, your big toes are touching together, trying to descend your hips down towards your feet. And here, just really start to let everything melt away. This is time for you to take on your day. Nothing to think about, let go of all the worries and concerns, things on your list that you need to get to. Just start to listen to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. Deepening your inhales and exhales. Just take a few breaths here on your own, really just tuning in with your body right now. And on your next inhale, we're going to rise up to a four-point position, placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips, and tucking your toes behind you. And as you inhale, you're going to scoop your spine, look up to the sky. And as you exhale, round in between your shoulder blades, bringing your gaze to your navel. Do that again. Inhale, scooping your spine, looking up. And exhale, rounding in, looking in towards your navel. Doing that again a couple of times in your own breath. Just starting to check in with yourself today. How are you feeling? This is the time to take care of your body. Good. And now coming into a flat tabletop position, you're going to walk your hands about 6 to 8 inches out in front of you. Your index finger pointing straight in front of you. Fingers are spread wide, and you're going to keep those toes tucked. Press yourself into downward facing dog. Here, maybe pedal out your feet, kind of just move this first one around. Do whatever feels good for you. Maybe bouncing your chest a little bit towards your legs. Really just feeling, checking it out. And then once you feel a little more comfortable, try to land your down dog, rooting those heels towards the ground, your hips up to the sky, making an inverted V. Maybe your gaze is looking at your toes, your knees, or eventually up to your navel. Here, rotating your armpits in towards one another, getting a nice external rotation in your shoulders, and opening across your chest. One more breath here. Bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Now inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward folds. And here, maybe bending and straightening those legs. Maybe grabbing the back of your legs, bouncing up and down like a spring. And here, we're just trying to warm up a little bit, lubricate your joints, getting ready to move, just preparing your body for that movement. And then inhale, lift halfway. And here you want to make sure anytime I say lift halfway, you have a flat spine. So I have pretty good flexibility. I can keep my fingertips on the ground and still keep that really flat spine. I'm long through the neck. I'm not jerking my head up. I'm not looking down to the ground. Nice straight spine from the tailbone to the crown of my head. So if that means you need to be up here, maybe hands on the thighs, hands on the shins, wherever that is where you can still keep that nice straight spine. So inhale, lift halfway. Exhale your hands to your hips and rise all the way up to standing, hands to heart. Maybe close your eyes here, take a couple of breaths, and set your intention for your practice today. Maybe there's a goal that you're working on, or simply you want to send out love to someone special in your life, or just love to the world, to everyone. So take a moment here, close your eyes. Go ahead and open your eyes again. Coming to the top of your mat, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold down and in. Inhale, lift halfway, placing your hands on the mat. Step back into a plank position. Here, stacking those shoulders right over your wrists and making sure that you're on your tippy toes. You want to try to make it so your heel is over top of your toes. Tucking that core in, no banana backing here, and hips not way up in the sky. Nice straight line of energy through your whole body. We're going to hold this for 2 more breaths. Good, now place your knees on the mat. Chin and chest, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale through to Cobra. So in Cobra, you're rolling those shoulders back and down, opening up through your chest. And exhale, tucking the toes, pushing yourself back into downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, in and out through the nose. Good, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Do that again. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down and in. Inhale, lift halfway. Placing your hands flat on the mat, step back into that plank position, dropping your knees down, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale through to Cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths here. Bending your legs, looking forward. You can jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, fold down and in. Inhale, lift halfway. Step back into high plank, placing the knees down, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale through to Cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. This time, walking your feet in a little bit closer together. You're going to lift that left leg back and behind you. And then just open up your hip, bending your knee, maybe moving it around, doing some circles, whatever feels good for you. Maybe circling out your ankle. Good, and then bringing that left foot all the way to the top of the mat, placing the right knee down. Coming up, Kali Mudra with your hands interlacing all your fingers, releasing that index finger, crossing the thumbs. You're going to reach your arms back and behind your ears. And here, make sure you're not dumping into that hip too much. Keep that tailbone tucked in and your core engaged. You're going to slowly just start to bend back, whatever is comfortable. Maybe you just stay right here today. Eventually working into that back bend. Good, and on your exhale, placing both hands inside the left foot, keeping that left hand down on the ground. Inhale, reach the right arm up for easy triangle. Good, exhale, framing that foot back through a vinyasa, so knees, chest, chin, inhale through to cobra, exhale back, downward facing dog. We're going to take it to the other side, so bring those feet in close together, inhale that right leg up, opening up the hip, maybe doing some ankle circles, some knee circles. Good, and then bringing that right foot to the top of the mat. Kali Mudra with your hands. Inhale up, bringing those arms behind your ears. Again, not dumping into that hip, keeping the core engaged, tailbone tucked in. And start to reach and extend into your back bend. Good, placing those hands on the inside of the right foot. Keeping the right hand down. Inhale the left arm up for easy triangle on the other side. Good, framing your foot. Going through your vinyasa again. If you want to here, you can start with the chaturanga. So keeping those elbows in close to your body, to upward dog, tucking the toes back into downward facing dog. Good. Now bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so that was Surya Namaskar A. Now we're going into the B sequence, Surya Namaskar B. So we're going to bend your legs, sit back, arms reach up, chair pose. Here, really making sure you're keeping that tailbone descending down towards the earth, so no big sassy butt out, keeping that tailbone tucked in the body, using your core, relaxing those shoulders down, sink a little bit lower. Good, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step back into plank and go through your vinyasa. So if you want to do the chaturanga, or you can keep the knees, chest, and chin through to upward dog or cobra. Back into downward facing dog. This time you're going to pivot your right foot 45 degrees, stepping that left foot forward, and you're going to inhale up to warrior one. So here, making sure you're rooting through the back edge of your right foot, pressing through that heel and outer edge of the foot. So really sending the energy down this right leg, twisting your hips so that they're towards the front of the room. Again, no butt sticking out. You want to keep it tucked in. And then arms extend up, eventually bringing the palms together. The gaze is up towards your hands. One more breath here. Moving through your vinyasa. And exhaling back into downward facing dog. Same thing on this other side. Pivoting the left foot this time, stepping the right foot forward. You're going to inhale up to warrior one. Again, really pressing through that left leg, rooting down through the outer edge of that back foot, squaring your hips to the front of the room. One more breath here. And exhale through your vinyasa. Back into downward facing dog. This time 5 breaths here. Coming back to your breath. Again, rotating those armpits towards one another. Your hips up towards the sky, making an inverted V. And you're contracting your quads, the muscles on the front of your thigh, to lift those legs back and pushing your heels down towards the floor. Good. Bending your legs, looking forward. Top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your legs. Chair pose. Exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Have that sequence 2 more times. Bending your legs, sitting back, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Stepping back, plank position, moving through your chaturanga. Keeping those elbows close to your body. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Pivoting that right foot 45 degrees. Step your left foot forward. Inhale up, warrior 1. Exhale, moving through your vinyasa. Other side, left foot pivots, right foot steps forward. Inhaling up. And on your exhale, moving back through your vinyasa. So again, 5 breaths here in downward facing dog. In and out through the nose. Maybe closing your eyes for a minute. Good. Bend your legs, look forward. Top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your legs. Inhale up. Exhale, mountain pose. Last time, bend your legs, sit back, chair pose. Relaxing those shoulders. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step back, plank position, moving through your chaturanga, or knees, chest, and chin. Maybe skipping it. You don't have to do every chaturanga. Going into downward facing dog, pivoting that back right foot, stepping the left foot forward, inhale up, warrior 1, and on your exhale, back through another vinyasa. This time, left foot pivots 45 degrees, stepping that right foot forward. Inhale up, exhale down, moving through that chaturanga. This time moving on, so bending your legs, look forward, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Now heel toe your feet out so that your feet are directly underneath your hips. You're going to slide your hands all the way underneath your feet so that your toes meet your wrists. You're going to inhale, lift halfway, lengthening your spine. And exhale, folding in, using that arm strength to bring your chest closer to your legs. And if you need to here, you can keep a bend in your legs. But eventually you're working your legs towards straight. Good, and your gaze is up towards your navel. Three more breaths here. Maybe again closing your eyes for a moment. Good. Now releasing your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Mountain pose. Now we're going to step wide with that left foot. And here, coming into a position where your feet are parallel, so making sure that the outer edges of your feet are in line with one another. Your toes aren't out, they're not in. Nice and straight here. And really rooting down through all four corners of your feet. We're going to inhale, the arms wide, and exhale, folding, placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And here we're going to come into a concave back. So like we did in the beginning, you're going to scoop the spine, trying to look up towards the ceiling. Good. And if you have a nice flat back here, you can start to walk your hands back, lining them up with the toes. If not, just stay in this position and try to keep that nice flat spine that I showed you earlier. Again, if you're more advanced, if you're more flexible, you can come all the way down, maybe grabbing the outer edges of your feet if you'd like. It's a great stretch for your hamstrings. Good, and again, just breathing here, making sure that your feet are still parallel, you're rooting through all four corners of your feet. And you have that nice flat spine. Good, one more breath here. We're going to inhale, lift halfway. Exhale your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Now we're going to pivot the left foot so it's facing straight ahead. That right foot is just going to pivot in a little bit. We're going to go into a triangle pose here. So reaching as far as you can over that left foot and then pivoting into your triangle pose. And here, you want to try to keep that length on this left side body. Don't let it crunch in. So if that means, again, you need to be higher up on that foot or on that leg, that's fine. Maybe you could have a block here. Use a block instead. But again, try to keep a nice open chest here. So really rolling that shoulder back and down. And gaze up towards your finger. Good, now exhale, looking down at your left big toe. Inhale up, and we're just going to turn on the feet. So going to the other side. That right foot is pointing directly straight in front of you, pivoting the left foot in just a little bit. And again, we're going to reach as far as we can, and then pivot, trying to keep that length on the right side body, not letting it crunch too much. And again, opening up through that chest, rotating, rolling that left shoulder down, reaching straight up to the sky, creating a nice line of energy from the crown of the head to the tailbone. You're trying to make a nice straight spine. Good, and now exhale, look down at your toe. Inhale, back up. Again, bringing those feet back into that parallel position. This time we're going to do a shoulder openers. One of the biggest areas people hold their tension is all up in here. So we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, just keeping that nice wide leg position. You're going to roll those shoulders down. So notice here, this would not be rolling them down my back. So I'm going to roll them down, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Then I'm going to inhale, look up, a little mini back bend. Exhale, folding all the way down. Again, keeping a nice flat back here. With time, you will be able to move deeper into these positions. But again, making sure that your feet are parallel with one another. And just breathing into this. Sending your breath where you feel it. Good. You're just going to inhale, rising all the way up to standing position. Here, walking your feet back in together and taking a nice seat on the ground. We're going to start with butterfly position. So bringing your soles of your feet together and Here, you might need to have your feet out just a little bit farther in front of you if you have really tight hips, but you want to try to bring your feet in to wherever you feel comfortable. So again, bringing the soles of the feet together, and you're going to kind of open up your feet like a book and start to fold forward, trying to keep that nice flat spine here. I like to press my elbows into my legs. It helps me push my legs down a little bit closer to the ground. But be gentle here with your body. So do what feels right for you. Good. Just trying to move deeper into the stretch, just breathing. It's a great hip opener. And if you sit a lot, you might have really tight hips or hip flexors. It's a great stretch to help open up your hips. One more breath here. We're going to inhale, rise all the way back up. Go, 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 get out, go. Now we're going to do double seated pigeon. So you're going to put your left leg parallel with the top of your mat, or maybe the side if you're sitting like I am, and then stack that right foot right on top of the left, flexing both feet. So you want everything to be level here, stacking your legs right on top of each other, and your legs are parallel with the front of your mat. And here you might be really tight, so this might be what you're working towards, is just sitting up straight with your legs stacked on one another. If you're already comfortable in this position, in order to take it a little bit deeper, you're just going to start to fold over your legs, walking your hands out in front of you. Again, with that nice flat back, keeping those feet active here. Good, and then we'll inhale, rise all the way back up, and just switch your legs. So bringing that right foot underneath, parallel to the top of the mat, left foot on top. You may find one side's a little bit tighter than the other. So rooting down through those sits bones, making sure those hips are still on the ground. Again, this might be as far as you go today, but eventually starting to walk your hands out in front of you. And just breathing into this. Again, sending the energy of the breath where you feel it. And over time, as you do yoga and hip openers and stretching more, it will become less painful and you'll be able to go deeper. So wherever you are today, just make sure you honor that, because it really is, we all start from somewhere, and there was a time where Liz and I were very inflexible. You were not born. Flexibility, yes, is partly genetics, but it's also work. So I was not a flexible person, but through work and persistence and showing up every day, I've been able to become a more flexible person. So now we're going to lay down flat on our mats. We're going to move into bridge pose here. So if you have a ponytail, try to move it out of the way so you can get your neck nice and long on the mat. And bringing your feet in close to your butt, about hip width apart. Now you're going to just press up, lifting your hips up, and you're going to start to roll your shoulders underneath your back, maybe clasping your hands, and really just trying to open up, get a nice back bend stretch here. And making sure that you're keeping those knees in together, not letting them flare way out. Squeezing your legs in together so that they stay hip width. Again, keeping that neck nice and long, your chin's away from your chest. Good, one more breath here. You're going to, bam, go. One more breath here. You're going to release the hands And slowly, as slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time, rolling down to the mat. Good, we're going to do that one more time. You can either go into that same bridge pose or you can go into full wheel. So if you're going into full wheel, you're going to place your hands right outside of your ears, your palms flat on the mat, and your fingertips rotate so that they're facing your shoulders. And here it's most helpful if you slightly lift your hips and then place your head on the mat. And here you can make sure your hand position is good, rotating those shoulders in towards one another, and then pushing up into the full expression. In here, you want to make sure you're really not compressing your lower back. And again, rotating those shoulders in towards one another, pressing through your palms, letting your head just relax. Try to go for 2 more breaths here. And as slowly as you can, lowering out. And now, bring your knees into your chest. Just do a nice side-to-side rock, back and forth. Good, and if you want, you can go into Happy Baby, so reaching on the inside of your legs and grabbing the outside of your feet. And again, here you can do the same thing, rocking back and forth. And just breathe. You made it. You did it. Good job today. Nice. Good. And now again, hugging those knees into your chest, keeping that right leg hugged in. Extend your left leg long and grab your right knee right below your right knee with both of your hands. Now keeping that left hand on the right leg, you may extend your right arm long out towards your right side, and you're going to twist, bringing that left or that right knee across your body, gaze is over towards your right hand. Good, and slowly moving back to center, hugging both knees back in, extending that right leg out, clasping both hands below the knee on your left leg, and extending that left arm out long, and twisting over to the right, and that left knee across your body. Gaze towards your left hand, maybe close your eyes here. Enjoy this. Good, and then bringing both knees back in. One last hug. This can bring your forehead to the knees, squeezing it all in. One big inhale, as much as you can, and exhale, Shavasana. Let it all go. Letting your palms face up towards the sky. Again, neck is nice and long on the mat. Letting your feet just flop open. Letting it all go, closing your eyes, coming back into your body. Take one more deep inhale, and exhale, let it go. Closing that mouth, relaxing the jaw, and just stay here as long as you need today. Just give yourself at least a minute of quiet time. We hope you enjoyed this yoga video. Namaste.